Good morning, welcome to Planet Mojo. We have a huge storm coming, so I'm going to do a before and after of the garden and we'll see what it does to it. I don't think anything at all is going to happen to the purple love grass. We may get hail. There could be a tornado. If a tornado comes, everything's shot, but I doubt that there'll be a tornado. I'm not sure, but it may take a bunch of the apples off the tree. Most of the cherries are gone already. Let's take a look at, well, we got the hollyhocks. They're pretty low to the ground, but if we get hail, it may punch through those. See how the Macintosh looks. Loaded with apples, and we got a couple on the ground, 3, 4, 5. Okay, but this is the part that I'm worried about. The zinnias. Look at how gorgeous those are, and if we do get hail or even high winds, these might get really torn up. Man, did they come out good this year. And this is really terrible ground. This is backfill, and it's mostly heavy clay. Almost no organic matter in this. Look at those zinnias. The Bing cherry tree has been hit pretty bad by the Japanese beetles, but other than that, it's doing fairly good. Let's take a look at the pear. Pear is doing okay, not the best. At the end of the video, I'll walk on that side so you can see that side. It looks gorgeous from that direction. Look at all those apples. Okay, let's take a look at the garden. I haven't been able to get out here and weed for over a week now, so it's a little raggedy. Got some black-eyed Susans back there. Purple coneflower. These lilies, we planted those the first or second year that we lived here. I think that's a cosmos. I'm pretty sure these are cosmos, all these fluffy things. Yeah, I definitely got to get back in here and weed again. Not too much, but I definitely got to weed. The little blue stem is getting a lot bigger. Pretty soon this is going to be almost all prairie grasses, but for this year and maybe a couple more, we got the wildflowers going as well. I'm going to have to empty that vial out on the way back. This is purple love grass here as well. Got a few zinnias in here too. Look at that. This right here is red root pigweed, and it produces a bazillion seeds. I do not want the seeds from this in the garden. Yeah, I'll have to come out here tomorrow and take care of some of this stuff. Alright, purple love grass here as well. Not really sure what that is. Yeah, the way I weeded this year, there wasn't that many wildflowers, so the wildflowers are actually looking really good this year because they're kind of on their own. I believe that is Plains Coreopsis, bachelor's button, zinnia. Yeah, it looks really good. It's almost in full bloom. It'll be in full bloom in maybe a week, but if the storm tears it down, oh well. Look at that big blue stem back there. That is going to be huge. I got to get in there. Oops. Gotta pull that. We got some prairie drop seed here that I'm trying to grow, and I don't want anything growing right next to it. This is a tree. That back there is the same thing. I got to cut that out with a lopper and use some Tordon on it. Actually looks very nice. Yeah, look at all the weeds right around the prairie dropseed. I can probably get this weeded in a couple hours, but I've been doing a little bit here and there, but not enough, obviously. We have more purple lovegrass right here, and we have side oats grandma that's going to seed. You can see all the pollen. Here's the bigger prairie grass garden. Not a lot's going to happen to this. That's been through a bunch of storms, and it's pretty tough stuff. Side oats grandma again. Yeah, that stuff looks really nice. We got 2 coneflowers here. This is pale purple coneflower, and this is regular purple coneflower. This stuff is endangered, or it was endangered up until a couple years ago, and it may be again. It's doing pretty well in this garden, though. I can hear thunder off in the distance. I have to speed this up. I'll try to get a little bit of an image of the storm as well, if I can. Yeah, look at this grass. Ay caramba. The blueberry bush is looking really good. We have all kinds of birds that are stealing the blueberries from this, but one of the most interesting is the red-headed woodpecker. It's endangered in Wisconsin, at least, and we have 3 of them that come here and feed off this all the time. They'll land on that post sideways, jump over into the bush, and grab a berry and go eat it somewhere. I wish they'd leave me some. Yeah, none of these are ripe. Ah, gotta go into the middle. No, that's not ripe. I don't know if you can hear that thunder or not. That's gonna be with us pretty soon. Black-eyed Susan. It looks fairly good for being planted so late this year and then having the seed washed away the very next day with a big storm. Got purple prairie clover right there. Looking fairly good. Yeah, again, red root pigweed. You can see the red root there. Yeah, these things are insane. They have so many seeds, and they'll just shoot up, make seeds, and you'll have them forever if you don't get them pulled out. Same thing with this foxtail. But this time of year, the foxtail gets so big, like all this right here is just 1, 2, 3 plants. This is something else. Oh, 4. But that should be pretty easy to weed, like this. Just a couple grabs and you got almost everything out of there. But if you let it go and it goes to seed, you're gonna have problems with it for years. Yeah, we'll just get this right away. Yeah, all this stuff is starting to go to seed right now. And once it rains, we're gonna have seeds all over the place. This area right here is a lot of volunteer hollyhock. I let some of it go every year, but you can see all this other stuff. I really got to get in there and weed that stuff out. Look at all of it. I'll let that one go and maybe another one, but the rest has to go. It's also growing in with the gerberia daisy, something like that. I better get this stuff out of the storm, stuff that I have to plant. And that's about it. We got my biggest specimen of prairie dropseed here. Looking beautiful. Gonna be planting that stuff all over the place. And this one right next to it, it goes to seed pretty much every year. Right away it goes to seed. And it has two different kinds of seed heads. I don't know what's up with these. These don't look like the right seed heads. Maybe we got some other grass growing in there. I don't know. Oh, I did not know that the stargazers were blooming. Looks like we got 3 blooms going, but tons of buds. Wow, this is probably going to be the best year ever for these. This is one of my favorite flowers, pretty much because of the smell, but they look awesome as well. It's not a native flower, but I really like them. Okay, this was the before. I'll get out here after the storm. We'll check that rain gauge and see what kind of damage we have to the gardens. Okay, I started this video exactly a week ago. That storm went through and the only damage we got was a broken branch on the Macintosh tree, and I haven't taken care of that. I'm going to take care of that in just a minute. But since then, we had another storm 2 days after that with 50-mile-an-hour winds, and that did no damage as well. And we had one decent rain since then. None of those events did anything to the garden, but during that time, I did another weeding, the final weeding, and I spread the mulch. So I'm going to run through the garden and show you how it looks today. Then I'll take care of that tree and we'll call this video done. I did weed the purple love grass, but I did not weed back there. I'm going to have to get to that. There's our broken branch, which again, I'll fix that at the end of the video. I think I started this video with the zinnia garden here, so let's go through that. It looks just fantastic. Look at how nice that garden looks. And it looks really cool from the house. Much better than the old zinnia garden did. Camas pear. I'm not sure if this will have changed in a week, but it's possible. Here's the Bing cherry. Wow, this might have changed in the last week. It's doing really well. Lots and lots of pollinators here. These are all native bees. Ah, looks like the cherry tree has a broken branch as well. And again, this tree is completely stripped within a day by the animals. And it's possible that the red-headed woodpecker is taking a bunch of these cherries as well. I just read about it last night, and cherries is a big part of their diet. The Honeycrisp is getting way loaded down with these apples, so I'm going to have to get in here and thin out the apples a bit. A lot of them are going to drop anyways, so I'll get in there and take out the smaller ones. And like this has 5 apples in one cluster. I'll thin that down to 2 apples, and then I'll take these apples and put them in the woods for the deer. Okay. Let's look at the garden and we'll come back and look at those zinnias one more time. Like I said, it's been a week, so I'm not exactly sure what was in the first video, but I did a whole lot of weeding back there in the meantime, and I believe a bunch of these flowers have faded since then, but there should be new flowers to take their place. I'm sure that grass wasn't that tall. That's big blue stem. That's going to get huge. Yeah, I did quite a bit of weeding back here. You can see the pile over there, but I'm not sure that it's going to show. A little bit later today, I'm going to spray some pre-emergent in here, and hopefully I won't have to do any more weeding out here the rest of the summer. That right there is pretty obvious. I spread some mulch, weeded the heck out of it, and spread some mulch. And we have some cosmos starting to open up. This is all cosmos, and it's going to look pretty cool in a few days. Purple love grass just starting to show the purple. That's going to look awesome in probably 2 weeks. More purple love grass here. A lot more purple on this side. The purple prairie clover is starting to fade. In a couple weeks, I'm going to cut the seed heads out of there, let them dry a bit, and I'll distribute them throughout the prairie restoration project. I had a couple trees and a grapevine growing in here as well, and I clipped those out and put Torden on the stumps, so they won't be coming back. Yeah, I guess the garden doesn't look that bad this year for most of the seeds getting washed away. Not really sure if that's a weed or not. It may be. This is little blue stem. It is a colored variety, Twilight Zone. That will get, about 2 feet in diameter, and they'll get about 4 feet tall, with the seed heads going up to about 6 feet tall. That's going to look really cool in the future. We got prairie drop seed right here. That's not doing all that well. Same thing here. And we have side oats grandma growing right there. Side oats grandma all along here and in the back there. And again, purple love grass. This is coming along really nice. Purple love grass right through here. This side oats grandma right here is a volunteer, and eventually this entire garden is going to naturalize and be mostly prairie grasses with a few flowers here and there. Clematis, I had to do a lot of weeding around that. We had morning glory growing within it, and it was kind of choking it out. Again, the pale purple coneflower, a little bit past its prime. I'm going to collect the seeds on this again this year. This was on the endangered list, but now it's just on a watch list, but I'll get that planted elsewhere on the property. All this stuff was sprayed or hand weeded. Prairie drop seed again. When you're down close to this stuff, it smells like buttered popcorn. It's really weird. Real strong smell, but you got to be up close to it. This is not a native plant. It's a lavender bush, I believe. I don't know what's going to go on with that. That may have to be taken out at some point, but who knows? We may leave it there. And a bit of mulch in here. These are little blue stem, and like I said, those are going to get yay tall, maybe 4 feet tall, and then the seed heads will go up another couple feet. Little blue stem here, there, and most of this other stuff is volunteer flowers, and that'll change from year to year. Another little blue stem right here, kind of being choked out by the volunteers, but no worries, these will be gone next year. We got quite the jungle back here, can't even get through there, but we got a big prairie drop seed here. I'm probably going to have to remove this purple coneflower next year so this can get some more light, but no worries, we'll have volunteers all over the place. Gaillardia here, starting to fade a little bit, and we have my stargazers back here. Not a native plant, but I really love the smell of these things, and this is by far the most that they've bloomed. Look at all them flowers. Really strong smell here. More stargazers here. A volunteer that hasn't opened up yet. Like next year, this would get way too big, so next year I'll pluck this out and a different volunteer will take its place. Prairie drop seed again. Gone to seed. I'm going to have to collect those seeds as well. Okay. Got a little bit of blooms on the wisteria. And got some black-eyed. Oh, this actually might be brown-eyed Susan. Can't tell you for sure. Alright, let's take one last look at the zinnias and we'll wrap this up. Yeah, these zinnias look just beautiful from the house and they block the road, so I'd kind of like to have these as a permanent feature of the dwarf orchard there. They won't be able to be as big of a planting, but they should look pretty much the same from the edge. I need to have access to the trees, so it'll have to change a little bit as the trees get bigger. Just beautiful. And this looks gorgeous from the shop. This is our special needs kitty. He had a stroke, but he has other issues as well. He's a rescue cat. He is such a good kitty too. I gotta go finish this up, big boy. Very beautiful. So I'll do another update on this when we have other flowers blooming. So if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe and click on the update icon. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you put them in the comment section below. And if you share the video and or give it a like, it helps the channel out greatly. Thanks for watching and have a great day.